Mr. Brunner.
Move to close executive session and return to the agenda.
We have a motion to close executive session, returning to the agenda. I have a second. I have a second, Mr. Stryker. Anything on the question? Mr. Smith wants to jump in there. Anything on the question? All in favor? Aye. So approved. Looking for the approval of January 6, 2016 minutes.
I make the motion to approve.
Ms. Fisher has a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Sorry.
We have a second from the chicken wing up in front. Anything on the question? All in favor? Any nay? Correspondence.
From Cardiac Life, a PAD agreement for Sodoxio in Williamsville for the Office of Pre-Ops, or UBMD.
It's a technicality.
From New York State Department of Health, copy of letter sent to Supervisor Eppolito in the town of Concord regarding municipal CON. From Mark Butler, for council records, copy of original transcript of council meeting on January 6, 2016, along with the original exhibits marked C1 and C2. New York State Department of Health contract between REMS and New York State Department of Health. New York State Department of Health, New York State Bureau, New York State BMS WEREMSCO guidelines for course sponsorship applications, original and renewal manual. New York State Department of Health, copy of letter sent to Chief Scotlia, I don't know how to say that, Vigilant Fire Company for corrected ambulance service operating certificate issued. Law Office of Mark Butler, statement of services provided. New York State of New York Office of State Comptroller, 1099 statement. New York State Department of Health, contract between WERMS and New York State DOH. Erie County EMS course applications, Western New York stress reduction, and invoice from 2014. I questioned it and it's going to be thrown out. It was wrong. It's from 2014, and I asked Tom Luca, and he's like, does make sense, throw it out. I'll send you a different one. So, New York Department of Health letter that Dr. Barr completed his term on 12/31/15. We may resubmit his name again. Lancaster Central School District, notice of intent to provide an epinephrine auto-injector. Erie Community College, course applications. Niagara Medical Management, PAD application. Rural Metro Medical Services, course application. And Cardiac Life, a PAD application for Amherst Christian Academy in Amherst, New York. That is all.
Anything for the correspondence? Treasurer report. Ms. Barber has a boo-boo.
She broke her ankle.
Broke her ankle. I believe it was bowling, but
Really?
yeah.
At about 10 after 5, she sent me these reports that are on the table. She's also going to send them electronically. Short version. She tells me we have left to pay hall rental $500, stress team $2,500, UBMS quarterly payment $3,000, post office box fee of $266. Tonight's meeting expense, and doesn't know about any other expenses that are yet outstanding. Remaining budget balance is 7711.99 to date, with expenditures of 17,288.01. She is available if you would like to call her by phone. She's just sitting around with her leg propped up.
Are there any questions on the treasurer's report? Anyone comfortable making a motion to accept it?
Motion.
We have a motion to accept it. Do we have a second? We have a second. Anything on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Passed. Thank you. Medical Advisory Committee. Anything happen out there? Or?
I know. No, I can go to this one. I know Scott has some
Scott, I'm sure, has it.
notes of that. The only thing I heard back was about the hemorrhage control policy. That's the only thing I really cared about, to hear about, to be honest. So it's there just being some small changes of where to appease some surgeons out there that didn't like the idea of hindsight on every patient.
He knows.
And that's it. I don't know about any other details of that.
Anything happen out there that you want to add?
Discussion around collaborative protocols and
Yeah, there's actually some other stuff. If
You're on a roll. Go.
so, if everybody has a copy of the meeting notes from last week, relatively uneventful meeting overall with a few exceptions. One of them, and actually I have them summarized in my report, so I'm actually going to jump onto that real quick. It's on the top of the second page of my report from the program agency. The hemorrhage, like Dr. Bart mentioned, the hemorrhage protocol was revised. The exact language is in the meeting minutes, and essentially what it is don't cover up a joint, or don't go over the top of a joint rather. Go 3 inches above the amputation site, and if you can't do it appropriately and you kind of have safety considerations and whatnot, you can just go high and tight and then get out from that point. But the exact language is in the meeting minutes here. They are going to be revising the protocol. While we're on protocols, the New York State BLS protocols, the last update that they had was 2008 that was on the website, and then there were many other additions that were added in there, and it was getting very confusing. So what they did is, on the New York State website right now, and it's live, is the 2016 BLS protocols. All this is a conglomeration of all of the old protocols and the new protocols, where they took the ones that were no longer in effect or that had been updated out and put the new ones in. The content itself is the same, but they're called 2016 just to combine them. The one thing they advised us about is that they are going to be going to a different format, like a decision tree type of format, like our old ALS protocols were that we all didn't like. But that's what the state BLS protocols are going to now, and we've seen that with I think hemorrhage is that way, the hemorrhage protocol is. So they're not going to tell us as these things change. You're going to see it over time. They're just going to be switching pages out as things get replaced. They're just going to be changing them. They're not going to be telling us when they are. But the content is going to be the same. It's just the format that's going to be different. You look puzzled.
That's,
more than normal.
yeah, okay. No, this is it. I can't do anything about it. It's the face.
The BLS providers may now acquire 12 lead ECGs if approved by the REMAC to do so. So there are 2 ways that this could have impact in the area. Number one, this allows BLS providers that are in existing ALS services who already have the Eddie Bauer edition monitors and all that stuff, that they can do 12 leads. They can acquire the 12 leads utilizing existing equipment. This was not intended, it's not a mandate, number one. Number two, it's not intended to have every BLS service go out and spend 30 grand on a monitor. But it allows additional providers to acquire and transmit 12 lead EKGs to appropriate centers if you already have the equipment. There are other devices that are out there that are fancy schmancy, not 12 different stickers. I think they're $2,000, $3,000. It was that price range it was when they were talking about before. It's just 12 leads, very similar to what we did with capnography for the advanced providers many years ago, where you could get a standalone device. That is possible for 12 lead acquisition. If there were to be a BLS level service that wanted to do this, you wouldn't have to spend the $30,000 if you had $2 grand in your budget. You felt that it was something worthwhile to you. You'd have the option of doing this. This is an approval that is required by the REMAC. The REMAC has not addressed this yet because, frankly, they haven't met since this thing was passed last week, and I'm not sure if it'll be addressed by next week. Anyway, stay tuned. More details to follow, but it is something that is available. Real quick reminder, the New York State EMS Award nomination deadline is May 1st. That is different from the June 1st from last year. So that will affect this council because you're very active in getting nominations together every year. Training and education. For instructors who are out there, CLIs and CICs, and even if you're not, you've heard about the requirement for instructors to get 85% on the provider exam as a part of your instructor renewal. That requirement has been removed, effective with the May renewal dates for anybody. So if there's any instructors who renew from May 31st of this year going on, you will no longer and can no longer take the New York State provider exam for an instructor score. You have to take a separate instructor exam that is 50 questions. You have to get 70% on it, and you only have to take it one time. So what this means is that once you take that and you pass it, if you are a paramedic, and the CIC, you are a paramedic level CIC. You no longer have to decide what level test you're going to take and all that jazz. So it follows your state certification. We will expect to see, we've been promised to see within the next couple of weeks, a study guide put together to prepare people for taking the exam. I can tell you that I am one of the individuals who will be affected by this because my IC expires on June 30th. So I will have to take this as a part of that renewal. So stay tuned. My hope is that we're going to do an instructor update in the month of May to really give people an opportunity to be able to come in, and the entire course will be built around what this instructor exam study guide is and having people teach that.
If you have just completed the CLI training program,
Yeah.
you know the question.
So
Go ahead.
start part 2 of this.
Okay, I'll sit.
So part 2 of this is if they have not, any of the classes that are already done, they are going to have to do it if they are applying for certification after the May date.
Okay.
Okay? In the future, because that's my last key point here, is that the CLI curriculum has now changed, and they have gone to the one that they've been piloting for about 3 years. This program eliminates the need for pre-screening of candidates, but the course itself is 20, they've been piloting at 20. The recommendation came back is that it should be 3 full days, 24 hours, 8-hour days, where they bring a lot of things up to speed. What they found was that the issue with people who are coming in, the whole reason for the pre-screening is that they were getting candidates sent to classes who frankly couldn't do the skills. And they had no course sponsor affiliations, they were just I want to be an instructors. And so what they're really trying to impress now is that you have a course sponsor affiliation, which we've been actually doing this for the last couple of years. We won't even accept people into our CLI classes unless they have an affiliation. At that point, that sponsor has a responsibility to make sure, A, that the people that they're recommending can actually do the skills that they're going to be teaching, and B, if they don't, they have to make remediation plans. And then the new CLI curriculum actually addresses a lot of that, which is why there are extra hours. Now, to dovetail into the whole test, what they're hoping that people do is that you build your CLI classes around the New York State exam each month. The instructor exam, just like provider exams, will be offered each and every month. Therefore, if you're going to run a CLI class in September, what you should want to do is finish it up and have all of your CLI candidates scheduled for the September instructor exam so that they get that done is in the month when they take the test, and the information's fresh, and there's no issues. If you fail the test the first time, you're permitted 1 retest. If you fail it the second time, there's going to be some level of remediation. They did not say what that was going to be, taser or whatnot.
So if you certify as a CLI, you pass the instructor test, you're a CLI, whatever level that you're certified at.
Yep.
If you decide to go on to IC, that instructor's test is still good.
You'll get a free ride. So let's just say hypothetically somebody becomes certified for the first time as a CLI in the month of April. Okay, this year in April, they took the provider exam. They got their greater than 85 or whatnot. So they're certified in April. They're going to be good until they go to renew the next time. Then they will have to take the instructor exam at that point.
But if I want to move on to IC, I don't have to take another instructor test. That
Correct.
one
No,
as a
it's the
CLI
same
is
test.
good for. Oh,
That's right.
Why did they do that 30 years ago?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Was that out loud?
Takes away your chance to see the exam every 3 years.
Well, that's one of the issues that they addressed. And there was actually an exam breach that was discussed. That was in the southwestern region. Somebody had actually 2 tests. Well, it was WEREMSCO too. That's where it came from. But
2 regions.
right, WEREMSCO and then the southwestern region.
No, there was one in New York too.
Oh, okay. Well, they actually had a copy of the exam, and interestingly, it was the exact exam that was offered in the month of, I think it was December that this happened. They were gonna throw the test out in December all the way across New York State. But they decided not to do it because they felt they had sufficient enough information to know that it was isolated, that they threw the exam out for the affected classes. Those people had to retest, but they did not throw it out statewide, even though that's what the legal eagles had advised them to, or the testing contractor rather, had advised them to do. So anyway, yeah, they thought it was a study guide. That's how that whole thing happened. The rest of it, do you want me to just do my report now or come back to it?
I think you should. You're doing good.
2 CMAC advisories were removed. You can see that. One is the hemophilia one. The other one is the biphasic automated external defibrillators. They're just outdated policies that are covered in other protocols and policies. Now, community paramedicine. This is actually kind of interesting. The Community Paramedicine Initiative, which we all, depending on how much you know or don't really care about it, it is kind of on a national level, sort of the wave of the future. Healthcare in general is going to go through a very serious reform. It has to go through a reform. There's lots of pressures right now. It's in the hospitals. It's going to get pushed out to the EMS world. Community paramedics are believed to be a part of that solution. In New York State, Article 30, which is the law that governs everything that we do, Article 30 does not allow for paramedics to go into that healthcare environment. So what ended up happening, the regulation changes that you all probably had an opportunity to look at about a year or so ago. The regulation changes, there was some legislation that was proposed, and a bill that was floated. It has to pass, obviously, the Assembly and the Senate to allow for community paramedics. It passed the Assembly and failed the Senate, I think it was, but it didn't make it through both. The Home Care Association, the Home Health Care Association blocked it. The Nursing Association was against it also, and there were reasons for doing it. And what there is now is there's a collaborative effort between the stakeholders for community paramedicine and the stakeholders from the Home Health Care Association. And what they're trying to do is get paramedics in on the pilot legislation that's going on right now for the home health care people. It's kind of a lot to digest, and that's a long spiel condensed into 2 minutes. If you want to know more about it, ask me. I'd be happy to tell you about it. Brian can tell you more about it. Dr. Bart can tell you more about it. It's interesting. It's not dead, though. The issue is not dead, but it definitely hit a major, major hurdle. And to reintroduce the legislation or the bill is just it's going to die again. So you can't just do it. They have to tackle this a different way. So, anything to add to that? Okay. All right, you can read the rest of it. My report, the check and inject and the CPAP services, those who have filed, is on page 2 of my report. Please remember that our conference is coming up on April 15th and 16th. All of you who are members of the council are invited to attend as a complimentary guest to the conference. We're just really asking that you help promote this. We put a lot of effort. We got a lot of scratch tied up into this, and we just need to break even on it. So please help spread the word and get agencies signed up for it. It's really important. It's a great thing for the region. Frankly, we have a very small conference. We only have about 130 to 150 people that come to our conference in Buffalo that's populated with lots and lots and lots of providers. Southwestern region, they have to shut it down because they run out of space and they have hundreds of people that go to theirs. So, I want bragging rights. No, that's not really it. But really, anything you can do to help. It's a great conference, but we really should be promoting this among everyone. We've done EMS officer training course, preceptor training course, very, very well attended for both feedback has been very good. There's some training that's coming up. Twin City has a 12 EDCG and STEMI recognition program coming up next week. Women and Children's Hospital has a pediatric trauma for EMS providers that's coming up, several dates. That's included in here. And para-emergency ambulance, they're downgrading from paramedic to BLS level of care. The next REMAC meeting is next Wednesday. It's at Orchard Park Central in Orchard Park. And I think that's it. Any questions? All right.
Great, thanks. Appreciate it.
Just adding to the state council stuff, systems had a lengthy conversation, and one that ran throughout all the meetings about agency closures. If you didn't hear about it, TransCare, a very large agency serving Westchester and New York counties, basically gave notice on a Wednesday, said they were gonna stick around for a while, and Thursday night at 6 o'clock were gone. To the point where crews were returning ambulances to an empty building, leaving the keys and departing. So one of the conversations taking place is about, what are they called? Co-op.
Continuity of operations.
Yeah, continuity of operations planning, both for organizations but regionally, and something that they're gonna start pushing is that we start planning for agency closures and polling people for capacity and planning for closure of adjacent agencies, and is there an opportunity to expand or encouraging agencies that have the possibility to merge and strengthen that way. So that's a theme that's really getting a lot of traction now throughout the state because of the shortage of providers and just the diminishing assets EMS has around the course of the state.
Anything else from the council you have? That's it. We did send off our 2 nominations to Albany to select between Brian or myself, and I'm told it's going to take a while. So if I would assume that we'll get notification that we're expired 2-3 weeks before we get the notification we're actually selected. So if you'd continue, I'd appreciate it.
I'll keep going, but I think Cheryl still has the same.
Yeah, I can see that she's really enjoying it.
What happens with her reimbursement, though? Isn't that an issue?
The state reimburses.
Even if you're termed out?
I'm not termed out. I serve until the next person is seated.
Okay. There was
I
discussion
just couldn't go this last.
There was discussion on that with other affected
Yeah.
regions, and they.
Yeah, well, they don't tell you.
Well, no, but the word was that there was no reimbursement for doing that.
Oh, no, Donna was the one that told me,
Okay.
you're still active, you're still on until we find the next person.
Very good.
Enjoy. Erie County. Erie County filed for an ALSFR, and it was received. And so we're in service for Erie County as ALSFR only. Fly car opportunities. We have a number of things I'll bring up over time of what the plans were for that. Other than that, I think Erie County is done. Mr. Instructor.
Things are quiet in Wyoming County. Basically, our radio project's been completed, working out well, and we've just been working with Children's Hospital and ECMC on our training. We have a lot of specialized training coming up, along with our regular classes. So, all advertised, everybody's welcome.
Anybody from Stress? I know they had some stuff yesterday, a result of a Genesee County incident in Lancaster. I don't know what else has been going on. John's not here. John's CON shy right now. Budget, Mr. Santoro's not here. Anything on Article 30 popping up? I think we're pretty much covered. Membership from Ms. Lapp, I don't know. I think she has a number of different applications that she'll have to report on next time. This is the last thing she'll miss because she's running a class right now. So she sends her apologies. She'll be here for the next meeting. Nothing forwarded from Mr. Adolph regarding CONs. Training Ed, Mr. Zemrak.
I got lots of applications, and that's about all I do.
File them. Bylaws, Mr. Glass. I thought he was looking into something. He's not here. Awards. As was stated, the awards, the submission for the awards to the state has been moved up again by a month. from May 1st. I've got a couple of emails on some things, but take a look at the categories, think of what's happening, people out there that need to be recognized, and submit as much as you can. If you're kind of shy about filling out those forms, just send me some information about the people. I'll be more than happy to fill it out for you. But there's a number. We've always done pretty good. I say in the last 12 years, we've had quite a number of people not only submitted, but we've been doing pretty good. We're actually getting some selected, and so we have some good contenders up there. So get out to people, try to promote it. If it's in relation to a specific event, the event has to be 2015. If it has to do with individuals, accomplishments, things like that, it can be any time. But if you're looking at a specific call or something like that that they responded to, it has to be in the calendar year 2015. Right? Or just don't put the date down. Is that, you can.
And I did reserve JP's.
Oh, thank you. And JP's reserved. Now it gets a little crowded there, so if you want to come, make sure you reserve soon. So we'll be sending out some stuff shortly on that. Anything operationally out there? I don't think.
I'm getting a thought on the committee.
All right.
Since we have no clue what this committee is about.
Oh, good.
And what my personal thought is to possibly have the agency assist agencies with the increasing demands upon agencies for reporting, et cetera, like that. Since it seems like sometimes, that the agencies have trouble adapting.
Uh-huh.
And then we just be there as a help committee,
Okay.
if need be.
All right. Why don't we, let me contact you, and maybe we'll have you come to the executive committee, and we'll try to flesh something like that thing out. All right,
Okay.
get your ideas. Anything that you have in writing or thoughts, just send email-wise, and I'll distribute to the executive committee so we can discuss it.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, once my computer is fixed.
Once your computer is fixed. All right. Steering committee, program agency steering committee.
We had a couple of productive meetings, last few months. We accomplished a couple of different things. We hope to have another meeting soon. The last meeting we had to cancel, unable to get the times down to where we can meet.
Yeah, we don't make enough time in a day. All right. Old business. New business. Sir.
Move to resubmit Dr. Bard as the WEREMSCO nominee to the CNET.
We have a motion to resubmit Dr. Bart as our representative. We have multiple seconds. Would we all like to look to the back of the room and vote yay? Any nays? Anybody full except for Dr. Bart? Thank you once again, Dr. Bart. Yeah, I know. It's just because you like that Hilton. That's all.
We're gonna go and get a diet soda deal.
Yeah, well. Yeah, you never told anybody the story when you were blocking for the state police on the thruway.
That is a fun story.
Yeah, especially the story I got and what happened. Just two different things. Just
I got rammed by a felon. That's all you need to know.
that's all you.
And that was
We
that.
thought I was a state trooper trying to block his lane, so he hit me at 90 miles per hour.
Good thing you were going
In Greg's vehicle.
with a relatively comfortable speed to take that hit.
I was going at 88, so it was only 2 miles.
It's kind of a tap.
I fishtailed a little bit. So
A little bit.
I wanted to beat him up, but they told me I couldn't.
But he didn't spill his beer.
All right, great. Get control. Get control.
Tim, you're on.
Motion for adjournment?
Nope.
No. Can I make this motion?
The motion that you wrote, Mr. Zemrak he will read it to you.
Yeah, say that's a new business.
You ready? You authorize, like to authorize the members of the executive board to execute documents for incorporation as recommended by council.
I make a
That-
motion.
Thank you for that motion.
You're welcome.
Well spoken.
So we were out of here.
Do I have a second? We have multiple seconds. Anything on the question? All in favor? Any nays? Thank you, and we'll report back to you next next meeting. Ms. Meyer?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion that beginning the April 1st calendar year, which is coming up, that this body adopt a stipend for the individual that is secretary, because there are so many demands to go back and forth to the post office for mileage. It's very expensive to volunteer all that time and wear and tear.
Do you have in mind a stipend value?
Well, I welcome input, but I would think that probably a $1,200 stipend would cover it. The reason for a stipend rather than mileage reimbursement is it would eliminate multiple vouchers going forth to reimburse at the IRS mileage rate, a flat stipend rate beginning in April.
On the question, is that a month? Or is that a year?
I would think it would be a year.
I'm just making
unless
sure.
you're gonna, leave your current job. In which case,
All right.
I'm with you.
We have a motion to extend a $1,200 annual stipend to the secretary or the person in the secretary's position in order to fulfill their duties. We have a second? We have a second? Anything on the question? Is that American or Canadian?
I suppose if you're gonna travel in Canada, you'd have to get mixed.
You'll have to. All in favor? Any nay? Carried. All right. Anything else for new business? Mr. Shore, you're on.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Mr. Shore makes a motion to adjourn. Any second? We have a second on question. All in favor? Thank you for coming.